Cooling down your PlayStation 5 Slim? We got you covered. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. We have covered cooling of the PlayStation 5 extensively on this channel. In fact, we talked about standing it up. Is it really as bad as everyone says? Well, it turns out the answer is yes. But if you must keep it standing up, we have provided cooling solutions for many of you to explore. And the number one complaint I've heard is, Anton, this cooling solution sucks. And the reason is because all the solutions that we were looking at install on the bottom here for the standing orientation, and they say there's just not enough airflow in the bottom of the PlayStation 5 to actually cool it. And the folks at Kiwihome think they got you covered with a solution here, which they've sent me to review on my personal PlayStation 5 Slim. So we're gonna explore what is inside this box, and we'll turn it on and see just kind of how it works, and we'll explore this and learn about it together. 𝐏𝐒 provides upgraded LED lighting solutions for your entire vehicle. That includes headlights, fog lights, tail lights, interior lights, marker lights. They've got LED lights for pretty much anything to do with your automotive lighting needs. All of the lights are CAN bus enabled, which means you will not generate any errors on your system for burnt out lights or light failure. Just how good are the 𝐏𝐒 headlights? We had a chance to test them out ourselves on our Chevy Avalanche. Now before, we had very dim, poor night visibility. I couldn't see anything. I can't see where I'm going at all. But with our 𝐏𝐒 headlight upgrade, I was able to see so much further down the road. It gave me all the confidence that I needed to be comfortable towing my trailer and driving at night. Now, some of you are wondering, what about blinding oncoming cars? 𝐏𝐒 headlights match the factory headlight system. So whatever range you had with your factory headlights, you will have the same with this. It's just brighter. So you shouldn't be blinding oncoming traffic. If you are, then you need to adjust your headlights and it will solve that problem completely. But you have so much more visibility to be able to see down the sides of the roads with a much better color temperature and a much more consistent light output. This will resurrect your older vehicle to make it shine just like a brand new vehicle, to where you can see everything that you need to see. The kit includes everything that you need for a basic install, including gloves, zip ties, and the 𝐏𝐒 LED light system. They are some of the brightest headlights that you can get on the market today. I have personally used them in all of my vehicles that can use these kinds of headlights. I've used a lot of different LED systems, and I have to say, these ones seem to work the best for me. Don't forget to use our discount code for 15% off on your next order. And that code can be used multiple times. Share it with your friends, your family, buy multiple sets over and over and over again with that 15% off every single time. There's a link in the description where you can just click it and then order the headlights that you need. Don't forget, they're more than just headlights. They do taillights, marker lights, all of that. So first off, we got to look at what is inside this box. We're going to start out with a quick unboxing. Now this is a PlayStation 5 Slim cooler. This is designed specifically for the PlayStation 5 Slim. If you're going to ask me, does it work on the Phat? I don't know. I doubt it because of how this works, but let's open it up and see. Now, exploring the box itself, there's nothing fancy about this. It is a brown cardboard box. It says Kiwihome on it. You, in fact, wouldn't know anything except that on the back, there's a sticker that says Kiwihome cooling fan. And that's the only reason I know that it is a Kiwihome cooling fan. So let's see what's inside here. And this is going to be a pretty undramatic unboxing. So there we go. Inside this box, we have the main fan, I'm assuming. We have an instruction booklet that has writing in it that is so small that even I have a hard time reading it, but it's a user manual and I'm probably not going to read it anyway. There's the cardboard packaging, and then underneath here, we'll just make sure there's nothing else hiding in here, and there is not. So that's really it. And we'll explore, see what's inside the bag. Ooh, Okay, this is an all-in-one design. So right off the bat, this is similar fit and finish to your regular PlayStation 5 as far as kind of the texture. Feels the same as the textured part here, not the smooth part here. Similar color, as you can see. Get my 𝐏𝐒 Phantom out of the way. If you are curious what this controller is, it's pretty amazing. I cover it in other videos, but very similar colors. I went for the white and black because it is most true to the PlayStation 5. They do make an all black model and they do make an all white model. Now, exploring the back, there is a USB port sticking out here, and that is to plug directly into the rear of your PlayStation 5. There's a little locking tab here, which is probably going to help hold it on. Moving around to the front, I can see that there's 3 fans here, and I see, and you guys can see, there's a USB port there. This is a USB pass-through because we're going to be using one of the USB ports on the PlayStation 5 to power this thing. So they make it so that you're not losing your PlayStation 5 port, so you can keep using all your peripherals. And that's important for me because after I plug in my microphone and I plug in my camera, I don't have spare USB ports, so I need that extra USB port. There's also a switch on here. Switches between 2 modes or 3 modes, so off, mode 1 and mode 2. What do those modes do? I don't know because I didn't read the manual. So we are going to discover those modes together shortly, but we need to install it and see what it looks like on the PlayStation. Now this obviously is going to install on the rear of your PlayStation 5. I'm going to stand it up so that I can see it at the same time. And I think we go this way and just like that. And it's been installed. So it's hard to screw up. You guys can see there, it leaves the HDMI port and the LAN port exposed, so you can plug those in still. It leaves the extra USB port there exposed as well, so you can continue to use that. And the expanded USB port is also there. The reason why it wants to go right here is because when we pull it off, this is where most of your exhaust air is going. So the PlayStation 5 pulls air through the front, it runs it through the whole system, and blows it out the rear. So these fans are going to help by blowing out more, which helps suck extra air through the system and cool it all off. So we'll install that back on real quick. And now I want to turn it on and see kind of what options we have. Now, when you first turn this on, it's not going to show any signs of life except that right there, and you guys hopefully can see that there's a little blue light. That just tells us that it's actually plugged in and that there is power to the device. If you don't want the cooling fans on, this would be the mode that you're going to have it on. This little selector switch allows us to go to selector mode 1, which you'll notice right off the bat, it turns on the blue LED lights. These are not RGB, they are just blue. Lucky for me, I like blue, so blue's fine for me. And then if you want even more cooling, I can go to number 2, which does even more cooling. Now, how much cooling is it actually providing? It's tough to say without running some thermal scans and doing all kinds of fun stuff like that. And that's not the scope of this video, so I'm not gonna go there, but I do have a real life test that we can do to show you how much air moves, and that is using a simple piece of toilet paper. Yes, we've used the toilet paper before to prove airflow of devices, and this is the best way to show on camera how much air moves. The first thing I want to do is turn it off and pull it off like that and see how much air comes out of here with the regular fan. You can see there's not a lot. So like if I hold that down, I can see that it's flapping, but it sure doesn't flap very much. If I go like that, it's the tiniest little flap. Now, the fan in the PlayStation 5 is dynamic, so when you're just sitting on the menu, the main menu like we are right now, you're not gonna see a whole lot of air movement anyway. But when it really ramps up, it's gonna move some air. But I want baseline with nothing going. This is what the fan looks like. Now let's put this guy on again. And we're gonna turn this on. Well, here, we can start with it off. You can see that it's still blowing out through because this really doesn't block any of the airspeed, but we'll turn it on to the first mode and you can see right away, it is now blowing a lot more air coming out of here. So now we're gonna go to mode 2, which is the variable mode. And when I flip it, right off the bat, you're not gonna notice a whole lot of difference. And that's okay, because what this does is it has a little sensor inside there that detects the temperature of the air that is coming out of the PlayStation 5. If it is hotter, then this fan will ramp up to go even faster. Well, it will go up to 5,000 RPM. Currently it's at about 3,500 RPM. It'll go up to 5,000 RPM. So it'll almost double again from the current airflow, which helps to keep up with the PlayStation 5 fan in removing that hot air from your PlayStation 5. Now there you can see it's not blowing anything. I have not touched the switch, and the fan has shut off because it knows that the air is very, very cool and it's not needed at all. But as the system ramps up and gets into some heavy gaming, it will turn on automatically. So this is the mode that you're most likely to use. Now, this fits only PlayStation 5 Slim Edition, which is the disc and the discless edition. So if you have a PlayStation 5 Phat, you will need a different Kiwihome product, but this one is going to be the one most people are after as the Phats are phased out, because the Slim is the new PlayStation 5. Sooner or later, you won't be able to get the Phat anyway. Now, what are the strengths of this? The strengths are, number one, this works on your PlayStation 5 in horizontal mode, like we are right now, or in vertical mode. And that's a huge deal, because I personally actually use this in horizontal mode in my entertainment center, whereas many others use it in vertical modes. So the ability to stand in both horizontal or vertical is huge, because it's one cooling device that supports both positions. Whereas a lot of the stands, I don't really like the stands. I don't want to say that too loud, because some people love the stands because they love standing the PlayStation 5 up. But if you want to stand it up, you can certainly do that, just like that, and it'll still keep it just as cool. So this works with the existing PlayStation 5 cooling solution and makes it better. How much does it cost? It costs about $25 on Amazon, which is about the same price as any other cooling solution. What makes the Kiwihome better than the rest? Well, having that temperature sensor in there is definitely helpful, because you don't have to play with it. So right now I have it on mode 1 just so that you guys can see the blue lights, but normally I'm going to be in mode 2, which means that it only uses as much power as it needs and it dynamically adjusts. So it does seem like a really great product. It can't make it worse. And that's the thing. Like, some of you are going to be like, well, Anton, show me gameplay. Show me how cool it keeps the PlayStation 5. I understand the cooling system of the PlayStation 5, and I know how that fan works to blow the air through, and I know that adding extra fans on here will make more cooling. So in a future video, we can certainly deep dive into how hot this thing really gets during an intense gaming session. But for the most part, this is one of those situations where it can't hurt and it might help. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.